Dang, my background's filthy. I don't care. I don't care.
Last summer was a bummer. I ain't even get to ride around in a Hummer. Chillin' on the island looking for booty to plunder. Met a little shorty, got a number. We been chillin' since TMNT, where I got it out the gutter. Got away with words, it's my bread and my butter. Grandma passed on my birthday and that's word to my mother. And she just kicked me out the crib, man, we ain't been talking since.
Don't mind the background. I'm in my art room right now and I'm never gonna clean it up because that's how I function in chaos. So don't look back there. As I say in every video, I look crusty because never am I going to go out of my way to put on makeup for YouTube. Sorry. Nope. This is how I look. I'm very busy. I got mad stuff to do right now, but I decided to sit down and make a video because I'm back, okay? I'm back. Anyways, like the light keeps coming in and out because I'm sitting right in front of a window, so bear with me. Anyways, and if you hear somebody talking, I don't know this person, they're standing outside my window having a full conversation about rice and peas with chicken and all of that stuff, and it's unnecessary. Go in your crib so I can record this video. Feel me? So like a mini little story time. I actually put half of the story on my TikTok, so I'm just gonna summarize what I put on my TikTok and then the rest will be here. So basically, people that know me, people that went to high school, whatever with me, they know who I'm talking about. I'm not really gonna change her name because it doesn't matter. So yeah, so let's get this started. So but first, oh my god, I got beads in my hair, so if you hear this, that's what you hear. Anyway, so basically, let me tell you a story about how I had to get rid of a toxic friend. And I don't even know if I would consider her to be a friend, but whatever. That was my man's at the time, so I'm not even going to discredit that part about our relationship, but whatever. So basically, I was friends with this girl, and I met her in high school. We actually dated the same boy. She dated him first. Then when I started dating him, I didn't even know who she was, but I just knew that she didn't like me because of him. So that's how she like got my attention, because I remember like seeing her one day in the hallway. I remember seeing her one day in the hallway, and she literally rolled her eyes to the back of her head. And I couldn't comprehend why this girl was rolling her eyes at me. And then the boy at the time told me that she did not like me because he used to date her. Whatever. And this is like ninth grade, like the beginning. I'm just into high school. Like, girl, I don't got no time for that. I was already getting bullied in high school, so I'm like, girl, I don't got no time to be not liked by nobody. So I never really cared. I mean, I did roll my eyes back because who you rolling your eyes at? But yeah, so we had beef or whatever over this boy, and I don't think it lasted long. I wasn't even with him for that long, probably like a couple weeks, and then that was it. After that, after I stopped talking to him, me and her kind of became cool, because it was like, why are we even beefing if neither of us talked to him? So we became cool, and that was really my man's in high school. I'm not gonna hold you, that was really my man's. And it's so funny that I think about it now, because me and her never hung out outside of school. Like, I only seen her in school, but that was really my man's. I don't even think I had her number. I'm not gonna hold you, she changed her number a lot, and so did I. So honestly, I don't even know how we communicated with each other. We just only saw each other in school, but we was cutting class together. Like, whenever she had a problem with somebody in school, it was me pressing them for her, all of that. Like, that was really, I would say, I thought was my man's. And I used to notice, like, people like would whisper and say little things like, oh, your friend talked to mad boys, or your friend is a thought, or whatever. And I would say, no, she's not. That's my friend, she's not a thought. I know her. Whole time, don't even know this girl in the way that other people know her. She did talk to a lot of boys, but I'm thinking, we in high school, do your thing. I didn't have confidence to talk to boys, so I wasn't talking to nobody, and people that thought I was a dyke, a lesbian. So nobody was talking to me other than the one boyfriend that I had. I did have one boyfriend in high school, like that school. So I wasn't really worried about talking to other boys like that. But let me give you, technically,
because democracy basically means
people wanted to fight her in high school because she was talking to their boyfriends. And instead of me telling her stop talking to people's boyfriends, I pressed everyone that claimed they wanted beef for her. She was not the type to stand up for herself, and I didn't like that. And because you're my friend, that's just how I am, naturally protective over the people that I care about. So I did used to press people, like really go up to them like, yo, you got a problem with my friend? You said you want to fight her. I remember I pressed this one girl because my friend at the time, we need a name for her, Chi-Chi. My friend Chi-Chi, I think she was in love with this boy, but he had a girlfriend. I think she was that in love with him because she would not leave this boy alone. Really liked this boy, but he had a girlfriend. So I remember, and the girlfriend was older than us by a year or two. I remember there was like rumors like, oh, why are you talking outside when you know I'm doing the video? I kind of had to move. I hope y'all could see me. Anyway, so basically I went up to this girl at school. She was older than us. Me and her was about the same size, so it wasn't like she was some big buddy. Me and her probably had to be the same size in high school, but she was more popular. She was like on the dance team or whatever, so I had no type of weight. I held no weight in this school. Like, I don't even think people even know I went to this school. So imagine someone that you've never seen before, they don't hold no weight, come up to you and say, you said you want to fight my friend? She had a valid point for her beef with my friend. Like, you're talking to her boyfriend. But I didn't care at the time. Whoa. The light. So the girl said she wanted to fight my friend. She had a valid point for wanting to fight. I don't know like what my friend Chi-Chi said about her, but or whatever, but I didn't care. I said, if you fight her, you gotta fight me. And so basically you're gonna get jumped if you try to fight my friend. Why is the chair creaking? Like, if you fight her, you gotta fight me. So let's just figure out what we about to do, because not all day. Feel me? So after that happened, more people kept trying to fight my friend, and it was me pressing them for her because I'm a real friend. You not fighting by yourself. I might give you 10 seconds, but you're not gonna fight by yourself. And most likely I was gonna have to hit these people for her, because I'm pretty sure that she wasn't, you know, she was just a sweet girl. Like, that's not who she was. That's not who I was either, but I felt like I was a little bit more aggressive than her. I really don't like to fight. I don't like none of that stuff, but I don't like when people bully people, because I got bullied. So I wasn't for the bullying. I'm sorry if it's so. After that happened, more and more people started saying my friend is a thought, she a thought, and then they started calling me a thought because I'm hanging out with her. Whole time I had one boyfriend, no experience, nothing. I'm getting violated by this boy, and they calling me a thought. I'm over here crying over one person, and they calling me a thought. I mean, I didn't let it faze me, because I'm like, at the end of the day, that's my friend. I'm gonna stand beside her, so it don't matter what they calling me. Let me tell you about this incident that happened in school that should have opened up my eyes about her not being a good friend to me, like I was to her. Because it happened like a million times, but this is the one instance that I will never forget. So basically, there was this boy. Like, don't live on the main road, because I can't even record a video. Basically, there was this one boy, and he was really like, I don't know if he was older than everybody in school, but he looked very much older. I don't even want to say his name, because I don't know if he still uses this nickname, but we're gonna call him Ace Hood. Okay, Ace Hood. He probably doesn't even remember who I am or what he did, or like how much trauma he put in my heart, but we're gonna call him Ace Hood, right? So basically, my friend Chi-Chi, she started talking to Ace Hood. Ace Hood at the time had a girlfriend. Ace Hood was very popular, and so was his girlfriend at the time. So her talking to him was like making me nervous, because I'm like, if his girlfriend find out that you talking to him, she's gonna want to fight you, and you're gonna call me to help you, and we're gonna get jumped. Like, I think she was on the cheerleading team. The team was in that school, they was a force to be reckoned with. So like, girl, sister girl, I tried to tell her, like, before I used to mind my business, but now I'm like, girl. And the boyfriend that I had at the time, actually, they lived in the same hood, so, and everybody know that this boy really gives it up. Like, he's like that. Girl, I can't fight that battle for you. And I told her, I think you should stop talking to him because he got a shorty, and I don't know how we gonna beat half the school. So maybe you should just leave him alone. You know what this girl went and did? She went back and told this boy that I told her that she can't talk to him because he got a girlfriend. I don't know if that's how she said it, but by the time the message got to him and then he brought it back to me, sister girl, I almost poo-pooed on myself in that school building. So basically we used to cut class and go to one spot in the basement all the time. So we decided to cut class, me, Chi-Chi, and my boyfriend at the time. We cut class, we was in the basement, and I told you that my boyfriend at the time, he knows this man. Like, he knows, and he knows he gives it up. They from, literally, they know each other from like middle school, whatever. So we in the basement, and me, Chi-Chi, and yeah. We just hanging out, and we see Ace Hood pulling up, like walking towards us with all his little hood friends, like everyone he chill with in the school. So a group of boys, rowdy, I like to fight type boys, right? So I was trying to mind my business when he walked up to hug her or whatever, and then he was like, yo, you was talking about me? Girl, sister girl, I soiled my pants. Not literally, but like I wanted to pee on myself because I'm like, when did I talk about this boy? And I'm like, this girl went back and told this man that I was talking about him when all I said was, I don't think it's a good idea that you talk to him for your own safety. And you went back and told him that, and he was like, yo, keep my name out your mouth, Femi. Yo. So at this time in my life, I was crocheting and knitting. No, I wasn't. That was a lie. That was a cover-up. I used to put knitting needles in the side of my bag because I used to have to travel far for school, and sometimes when I got home it would be night. So I put knitting needles. I had this book bag where it had like a little slip in the side so I could like discreetly slide it out. I put knitting needles in the side of my bag for safety purposes. And literally as he's talking, I'm like sliding them out and I put them up my sleeve because don't play with me. I'll really you up in this building. Like, that's how scared I was. I thought he was gonna punch me. He was in my face like he was gonna punch me. And my boyfriend at the time didn't even defend me. He just looking like, and I'm looking at him. You know what I did? I slid down the wall and sat down on the floor in front of him like a little turtle going into a shell. That's how nervous he made me. And he had, first of all, and nobody tried to violate me. He had tattoos in like 10th grade. That's OD. You're OD. If you got tattoos and it says your whole hood name on it, bro, I'm scared. I'm scared. I may live near Southside or went to school in Southside, but I'm not. Feel me? Like, that's not me. And I had to check myself like, girl, this is not a battle you about to win. He got mad boys behind him. If any of us would have said something, probably would have jumped us in the hallway. Like, it was just not for me. So I took the L and I just slid down on the floor. I tried to say that I wasn't talking about you, but it didn't come out. All I said was, okay, and slid and sat on the floor because my next step was to take both my knitting needles and juke him in his calves. Okay, that's me. So then after that, yeah, he was just basically in my face. And then he told my boyfriend, tell her who I am. Boy, I know who you is. The police. After that, I should have been smarter and said, this girl cannot be my friend because she runs her mouth too much. And I already knew she ran her mouth a lot. That's just how she was. She couldn't keep information to herself. But dang, my safety, dang. So after that, like an idiot, I continued to be her friend, and I said, girl, just stop just don't tell me nothing about him, because I never said nothing. Like, and I was telling her, like, why would you go back and tell him that? She said it wasn't even like that. Whatever you tell him, it triggered him and he pressed me, and I don't like that. So I said, just don't bring him up. If you want to talk to him, you do that, but just know if they try to fight you, I can't help you, type thing. And I continued to be her friend, and I continued to fight her battles, even when people said that they ran a train on her in high school. I don't know how true this is, but I think there's some truth to it, but based on who told me and the details that I heard. But girl, I couldn't tell you if they really ran a train on this poor girl. But that was the big rumor, like around prom, like right before I got kicked out. And the person that told me, like, I don't think he would lie to me, but whatever. You know how high school is. People start rumors, whatever. So after that, I got kicked out of that school, and they put me in a whole different school. Like, because I was doing too much, in too much drama, doing too much, not going to class. They was like, girl, you gotta leave. So I got kicked out of high school, and they put me in an alternative high school. When I say alternative, I mean the rough one. Like, yeah, they had me on Sufton, okay, right, Sufton. So I really had to buck up and, yeah, get myself together. During this time, it was a really hard time for me because I was extremely depressed. I was in and out of the hospital. Let me ask you a question. Guess how many times this girl hit me up during that process? None. I didn't hear from her the whole time that I got kicked out, and she knew I was in and out of the hospital. She knew all this stuff because we hung out every day. But she never hit me up, not once. But in my head, I'm like, that's still my friend. So basically, prom season comes around. I did not go to my new school's prom. I went to the one that I went to Dozo, if anybody want to know. So I went to Dozo's prom with one of my best friends at the time. Shout out to my son Brian though. I went to prom with him, and obviously Chi was there, but me and her didn't travel in the same limo. She went with a different friend group. So I saw her at prom. We didn't really talk like that at prom. I don't know what was really good with her. I don't even know what happened. After all of that happened, now we're in college, so we both go to the same school. I went to the school first, so I had my own group of friends or whatever, and then she came like a year or two after I started, so she just hung out with all my friends. People started saying she was a thought again. I really don't know why. I don't know if it's a high school rumor that continued or whatever, but I knew at the time like she had a really like crazy boyfriend that was like ODing all the time. No one liked him, he didn't like me. And then she started messing with one of my friends at the school while she had a boyfriend. Girl, more drama happened. Then people started saying, oh, I'm always in mix-up. But it's really not even me. It's just the people I hung around that was in mix-up, and I'm out here defending them. So she started talking to one of my friends, and a whole situation happened where her boyfriend hit up my friend, and then he thought it was me that was like, it was just too much, just more drama involving her and me coming to her rescue per usual. Whenever it came to a boy, like she just had issues with men. Like she can't have boys as friends. Like it was just always turning into something, and then beef happens, and then everybody start hating each other. And then because I'm always coming to her defense, it's like I'm in her problem. You get what I'm saying? So it looks like I'm involved in her drama, and it looks like I'm the mixy one, but I'm really just defending my friend. But whatever. Me, her, and Ethan, we were like three amigos. They always came to my house. We never went to Chi-Chi's house. We don't know why. I couldn't tell you why we didn't go over there, but either, yeah, we always were at my house. And like our relationship was literally like, well, I thought like we were all brother and sister. Like when one of us didn't have bread, the other one would really, you know, buy us food or whatever. Like we were in college, we didn't have no dang money, so it was usually me and Ethan dishing out the cash. I don't think Chi ever like put in no bread to us, nothing. I remember her like we used to sometimes like go out bowling and stuff like that, and she dead used to come and have no money to get in or to bowl, and it was like, why you ain't say nothing from before? And we would have to like pay for her, and we like, this happened a lot to the point where me and Ethan just stopped inviting her places, because it's like you claim you never got money, but then you pop out with a brand new phone. She would pop up with the Apple Watch and iPad, like, and all of this stuff. But whenever it's time for us to get food or to go out, like we always paying for you. So We never understood why. And then one day she popped out with a whole car, bro. Like, me and Ethan was really like putting our bread in to get her food, and one day out of nowhere she just pops out with a car and says, oh, she's been saving her money to get a car. Like, I think that was so weird because we were all very close, and it was like, why didn't you tell us you was getting a car? Like, we wasn't even hating, but you could have said you was saving your money to get a car. We over here spending all of our bread on you because you don't even got food to eat. At least you could have said, bro, I'm saving up my bread because I want to get a car. But whatever. So she was the first one. No, she wasn't. I don't know. But I think she was the first one out of our friend group to get a car. So now you're driving because we've been dishing out bread this whole time. So she got a car or whatever. She wasn't a good driver. I was actually very scared to get in her car all the time. But because she was the only driver, we just got in her car. At this time, I think I was in and out of the hospital. So, you know, your girl was going through her own stuff. I don't think Chi-Chi was really there for me. I don't know. I don't remember her really like being an impact when I was in the hospital or whatever. But she did some stuff. I don't really remember. I couldn't remember. But it wasn't nothing significant, obviously, for me to remember. So I was going through my own stuff, and like my life was like in turmoil kind of, and I felt like she wasn't really there the way I was there for her when people was validating. But it's whatever, because in my friend group, I'm the giver. I'm the one that, you know, dishes out the most support. So I just accepted that that's just what our friendship was. So basically, my last bit in the hospital, man. And at this point, I'm emotionally exhausted. Like, I just can't take it no more. Like, I just overdosed on my drugs. Like, I was addicted to pills at the time. So when I got out the hospital, I can't do the same stuff that I was doing. I was fighting. Another thing is, too, when I had gotten to that fight that day, she wasn't even there. And I think she knew I was gonna fight, but it was like when I needed her, she was never there. The hospital, it's around the 4th of July. I think this is 3 years ago. Yes, before Tatum was born. So this is about 3-4 years ago. At the time also, she was talking to my, yo, this story is all over the place. So let's break this down real quick. So at the time, she was talking to, or they were, I don't know like what the level of their relationship was, but she was like talking to my ex-boyfriend's best friend, his bro. Because I don't know like what the timeline is. But keep that in mind. She was talking to his bro. The one from high school. The one that I was with in college. Okay? So she was talking to his bro. I don't know what the extent of their relationship was. I just knew that they was texting. I don't know what they was talking about, or yeah. And I didn't really care at the time because I'm like, it don't got nothing to do with me, because I was still dating the boy. Like, after that happened, I got out the hospital the last time, and it's around the 4th of July, and my friend down the block was having a little party or whatever. So me, Ethan, and Chi-Chi went to the party for a little bit. Then after that, they had a bonfire, I think in Far Rockaway. So we was like, let's go here first, and then we'll go to Far Rock later in the night when the bonfire starts. So we're gonna basically spend the whole day together. So Chi-Chi said she's gonna drive me and Ethan. Every time this girl drive me and Ethan just look at each other, we said, let's just do a little prayer because this girl be driving crazy. So we, after my friend's little barbecue or whatever, she started acting a little strange, like sus, but I couldn't put my finger on what it was. So we just was like, oh, okay. It's like God be giving me signs to do stuff, and it's like, I said, nah, I need a signier sign. I need something more clear. I should have picked up on her vibe and knew, just stay home or you drive your own car. Like, my stupid self said, I don't feel like driving, so let's get in her car. We get in her car, and she driving all over the place, and we was like, where are we going? This is not the way to the beach. And she was like, oh, we gotta meet this person here. I'm like, why? If they're not getting in your car and you have the address, let's just go. Like, God was really telling me, girl, get out the car. And I'm dumb. I'm trusting in my friend more than I'm trusting God. Girl, me and Ethan in the car, and because Ethan is taller and bigger than me, he sat in the front. And I hate coupes. She drives a coupe. I hate coupes. I'm in the back of the coupe, like, if y'all both die in the front, how am I get out? I'm gonna have to push both of y'all dead weight. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Boys was in the car, I'm not gonna hold you. We get to the bonfire, it's very mixy. Very mixy. Like, people that I've seen from Long Island, Freeport, like people that I haven't seen since middle school is there. And I'm like, oh my God, like what did I get myself into? Because I promised myself I would not get put into no more drama. Like, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get myself together. And here I am, not getting myself together. I just got out of the hospital. I take meds at this point, and I have to take them at a certain time. And this day I had to skip my meds because I said I was gonna go out, and I don't want to be falling asleep outside. So like, I'm like kind of irritable, like just annoyed. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be around all these people. I got people come up to me like, I haven't seen you, like hugging me, like, anyways. And it's dark on the beach because the bonfire did not light, so it was just dark. A whole bunch of people like with them. And I hate girls like this, like they act different when boys are around. Like, I really, I was so disgusted. Like, but because I didn't drive, I was trying to keep my mouth shut. Because you're not finna me, like you're not finna violate me and leave me here. So we always had this rule, like if one person is ready to go and it's like a legitimate, like it's 2 o'clock in the morning type thing, then we should all leave. Like, if we come together, we leaving together. Like, that should be like a universal rule. All leave. If one of us gotta use the bathroom, we all going to wait for her outside the bathroom. Like, that should be a rule. But I thought everyone knew that rule, but it wasn't with her. So basically we go, and I'm the outcast because Ethan sees his friends. So Ethan goes and hangs, like talks to his friends a little bit, and Chi start acting different, like she don't know me. So she with a group of boys sitting on the blanket. Now let me tell you something about Chi. People may call her a thought or whatever, but she don't drink and she don't smoke. Well, before she did, she didn't drink and she didn't smoke. That was the type of, like, I don't think I've ever seen her drink anything like liquor. Maybe a sip, maybe a shandy, but I've never seen her like put a bottle of alcohol to her mouth, nothing. So basically we sitting on the sand. I'm sitting on the sand because there's no room on the blanket with her friends. I didn't even bring a blanket. We sitting on the sand, and then sis takes the bottle of alcohol. It was either vodka or something. It was like New Amsterdam or something. I remember the flavor was peach or Ciroc. And she puts it to her mouth and starts drinking the bottle. I'm looking at Ethan, Ethan looking at me. I'm like, since when she on a drink? And the boys like, yeah, like, since when do you drink? She starts drinking and carrying on, whatever. She gets up and leaves. So I'm by myself because I told you guys that Ethan went and mingled with his friends, and she knows that I'm here like by myself, but she decides to get up with the group of boys. Her work friends. And they go to the crowd to dance. Like, you could barely hear the speaker. That's how much people there were. And they go dance by probably like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I text Ethan, but because it's so loud and like no one has their phone in their hand, so I go looking for him, and I eventually find him. I'm like, I'm ready to go. You ready? He's like, yeah, I'm actually ready to go too. That's 2 people out of the 3 persons in the car. That means majority rules. Let's go home. We looking for Chi. We can't find her. We looking 45 minutes. We even split up and said we're gonna meet back here. We cannot find her. I don't know what it was. God said just turn your eye a little bit, and I seen her in the crowd, right? Right now I have so much social anxiety because I just have social anxiety. I don't want to walk into this crowd. So I muster up all my courage and I walk into the crowd, and I'm like, she looks at me. I'm like trying to get her attention. She's looking at me and I'm going like this. I'm ready to go. She turns around and walks deeper into the crowd. Like, I know you saw me. So I had to go deeper into the crowd. At this point, I'm irritated. I'm tight. You see me saying this. At least you could have done was walk out of the crowd and say, yo, what's good? No, she walks deeper into the crowd. She turns right around, walks. So I tap in her on her shoulder. I catch up to her. I'm ready to go. And she's ignoring me like she don't see me. She just keeps like. So I walk out of the crowd and I walk to Ethan, and I said, Ethan, we gotta find our own way home because this girl is acting sus in front of these boys. Me and Ethan on the boardwalk trying to figure out what we're gonna do. My mom starts calling me like, why are you not home? Like, you just got out the hospital. What are you doing? And I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to get myself home. Can you send me some money for an Uber? At this time, I was not working. I had no money. What was I doing outside with no money? Yeah, dumb, idiot, stupid, trusting people and disregarding my own morals and my own life codes. Always carry money when you go out, always, for situations like this. I call my mom has to send me money. My mom do not know how to use Cash App, Apple Pay. I'm trying to walk my mom through it while the music is booming in my ear. I'm already tight, I'm tired. And then she finally sends me some money to take an Uber. Why is the Uber mad bread? I think the Uber was like $55. Why is the Uber $55? And I gotta get me and Ethan home. It's not just me, like I can't leave him. So then after that, like 20 minutes later, Chi comes to the boardwalk where we're standing, and she's with 2 other boys. I don't remember if it was one, whatever, but she's with 2 boys that I don't know, okay? They didn't come in the car with us. I don't know these people. I stopped her in her tracks. I said, can you open up your car so I can get my stuff out because I'm about to go? She didn't ask how I'm getting home. She didn't ask if I was okay. Nothing. She just started walking towards her car. And the 2 boys was in front of her, and she's like following behind them, and I'm following her because I'm assuming that's where you're going, because what's over there other than your car? We walk into the car. One of the boys have her car keys. One of the boys have her car keys. Let me say it again. One of the boys have her car keys. Bro. What? One of the boys have her car keys, bro. And he unlocks the car door and gets in the driver's seat. Because she drives a coupe, I have to go, pull up the passenger seat and get my stuff out. When I tell you, before I even removed my bag fully from the car and put my foot back on the curb, she was jumping in the back of her car. The other boy quickly got in the front seat of her car. She was in the back, and they peeled off. I'm telling you, before I got back on the curb, they peeled off. No one asked how me and Ethan was getting home. No one said, yo, y'all good. No one said. She just peeled off. One of the boys was driving her car, peeled right off with her in the back. At that point in my life, I knew, like, everything, like, that I've done for her just started running through my mind. Like, wow, this is the same girl I was about to, really fight people for. Like, you was really my man. You came to my crib. You was eating my food. You never paid me back. Wow. I was really there for you. And for some boys, this is what you do. But I should have peeped from high school. We had to walk for like 10 minutes to the main road. And this is a power walk. Because I think the walk was supposed to be like 17 minutes. But because it was so dark and we was dead scared, like we dead power walked all the way to the main road. And then we had to also wait like 18 more minutes for our Uber. Like on the side of the road, we were dead sitting on the curb because there was nowhere to sit. At least all the stores were closed. So we was waiting for the Uber, really like, that's really not our man's. Like, how could she type thing, right? Uber finally comes. Why is the Uber driver half asleep, swerving on the road on the bridge? Me and Ethan like, mister, are you good? Yeah, it's just a long day. Like, if you need me to drive, please, sir. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die today. He was really swerving on the bridge. Yo, I was just so tight. I was tight. After that happened, we went to, we got back to my house and I drove Ethan home. And then with my car, I drove Ethan home. And then I had to go back home, which at this point is 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't take my meds. So yeah, that was me. After that day, me and Ethan had a conversation. And we was like, we have to have a conversation with this girl because this is like, you're ODing for some boys now. Like, this is what you stand by. These are your morals. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I thought she was different, but I guess everybody was right and I was bugging. After that happened, we had a conversation with her. She made it seem like we didn't know what we was talking about. Like, you know, like what narcissists do. Like, they try to flip the story. Like, oh, she was like, oh, I always have to leave early for you guys. And when I be wanting to stay late, like, it was like her flipping everything. And I was like, bro, I don't even care no more. Because at this point, If I keep talking, I'm a valet, and I don't want to do that to someone I care about. So I'm like, I don't even care. I didn't really see her much after that. Like, we didn't really see her. Like, we spoke to her on and off, but like, she went through this phase where she didn't even answer her phone. Like, she just started moving real wacky, and I was like, I don't want to violate you, so I'm just gonna, you know, give you your space or whatever. Even though she was in the wrong, I was giving her space. Idiot. After that happened, like, all right, so this was the last piece. Like, this was the hair. What is it? The hair that broke the camel's back. This was what made me really validate, because I just couldn't take it no more. So basically, remember how I told you she was talking to my ex-boyfriend's friend? Whatever the nature of their relationship was, they were communicating with each other. So basically, I'm assuming they went to a party together. She called me. I don't know why. I don't even remember why she called me, but she went to a party with him, or was going to a party with him, and she called me when she was back in his car, and she was like, oh, guess what just happened, or guess who I'm with? And I'm like, who? She was like, I don't want to say his name, but she was like, yeah, I'm with blank blank, so and so. I'm like, okay, well, where y'all going? She's like, oh, he took me to a party, but it got shut down. And she said, we went to a party and it got shut down while we were online. They shot it up or something like that, she said. And she was like, basically, my ex-boyfriend was on his way there. Now, if anybody know how I felt or feel about this man, you know you should have kept that to yourself. She said your ex-boyfriend, she said his name, she said your ex-boyfriend was on his way there, but he had to turn around. Now, I know my ex-boyfriend would never like talk to her in that way or like do any of that. I know that's not why I was tight. I was tight because she's sus. It's like when she said it as in oh, he was about to be there with us. Like, at that point, like, even though I knew, like, even if he was gonna go there and meet them there, like, nothing would happen between them. It was just the audacity. Like, you know how I felt when that relationship ended. You know how I felt. And you was gonna go to a party with him? I'm sweating right now thinking about it. Yo, I violated this girl. I sent her the longest message of her life. I feel like that's the longest message she's ever read in her life. And I violated. And I had to send that message and block her because my next step was to go to her crib and really... I would have put her to sleep. I'm not going to hold you. I would have fought her. I would have violated. I would have dragged her down Murdoch. Do you understand? Like, I don't even know why she even told me that, knowing. Like, could you imagine your friend hanging out with your ex-boyfriend, and not just the regular one, like the one, like, why would you go and do that? And I'm like, if it didn't get shut down, you wasn't going to call me to tell me that y'all was all partying together. You wasn't going to tell me that. And she said, but I called you and told you when you were there. I said, when did you know that he was gonna be there? She said the boy that she was talking to, his bro, had already told her, like, they was all gonna pull up. Right. Yeah, that was the end of that friendship. That's when I knew, like, once I disrespect my friends, there's no coming back. That's why I don't argue with my friends. I don't ever think about fighting my friends, because I know, like, once I've lost respect for you, I can't go backwards. Like, there would be no respect after that. And that's exactly the point that I got with her. Like, once I violated her, I said there's no going back. And I haven't spoken to her since. Oh, yes, I did. Her naked pictures got leaked online a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. And I had hit her up. Like, yo, I'm really a good person. I could have just let it rock, and I dead hit her up and told her, yo, your pictures is online. She was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, you still didn't change. I'm so glad we're not friends. You still didn't change. Well, from before. I don't know how she is now, but, and that's how I cut off my toxic friend by violating. That's what you gotta do in this life. No more small talk, no more sugarcoat, invalidate and block them. Period.
Period! Period! Period!
I violated her. Because how dare you? And then casually just tell me, we're gonna get to a party. Girl. Anyways, guys. Like, I'm over the situation. This happened a couple years ago. So, I haven't spoken to her since. But, yeah. Tired of these girls. None of y'all got morals. Y'all can't keep nothing to yourselves. Y'all be violating your friends over boys. But whatever. I actually want to come back on YouTube and start doing my story times again and start vlogging about like how it is to run a business and be a single parent and try to go back to school and all those things. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can just leave down below, or you guys can hit me up on Instagram at KEIZN_, and I think that's it for this video. I see you guys whenever I see you guys again. So